Hello, good evening. I'm AndreasG, and welcome to this very exciting game between the Titan and Diskraip. We are in PE League, of course. This is Division 2. This is round 4. Two of the, I guess you could say, favorite to win the whole thing is now heading head to head in the best out of 3. Only the best can win. We are live at Twitch. We will be live at YouTube. Or post on YouTube, so this is very much exciting. So first map, we have Amazon Safari. We are back to the 3 maps we had in round number 1, so this should all be well known to all of you. We've kept this in track, so we have the 2 players spawning on these 2 platforms, and then we have the middle passage here where you often see levelers in late game. You have the 2 lakes, which is important to control. Side mixes and side expansions here on the side for raiding, etc. And then you have the long backside where naval push in the late game. So amphibious units gonna control a lot together with air and a naval. So important to grab control of these lakes while not losing the backside or the front side, etc. There are a lot of stuff, a lot of way to approach this map. That's very exciting to see how these 2 very solid players will go about it. So let's take a look at their opening builds. Spawning on the north side of the map, we have Diskraip going pink purple color, opening bots over to pigeons and air. Very standard build, going heavy air. Gonna get a combat fabber out after this fabber, likely to reclaim his commander. Gonna give him 30 mechs every second. That's why he's just not queuing up metal with his commander. On the other side, however, we have Titan going sort of a rock black here, opening same as Diskraip. We also see over to 2 air factories, even a 3rd one, and then over to vehicle, likely to go tier 2 vehicle, etc. Or to just take and use the bolos, or just a more efficient fabber. We'll have to see. Combat fabber out from the Titan too, giving him 30 metal per second, so that's very nice to see. Both players doing so, as we see it's out from Diskraip too. So both having their air factory up. I really like Titan's choice to get these scouts. Firefly's gonna get a good idea on what's going on in Diskraip base. Let's see what he sees. Decides to sit outside of the base. I would really like to see him moving in to see. Really good, and there he does so. Now he knows exactly what composition he is going to meet. Scout is taken out, but the other one comes in. He knows it's 3 fabbers and a combat fabber and 2 air. It's very solid from Titan. Diskraip on the other hand have no clue quite yet. He comes in with his scouting party. So let's see if he gets any important intel. Doesn't seem like he's going for the base quite yet, just circles around, tries to see if Titan is expanded to any significant expansions. See now that Titan is going naval, very important, and I will not be surprised to see him queue up one for himself shortly after this. It's just circling around, seeing that there's no expansions out from Titan quite yet, but I do want to see him get a scout on this base, however, so he knows exactly what he's going up against. You know, there's one air factory here somewhere, but and he also knows there's a naval factory here, but except from that he don't know quite a bit. So Titan now needs to queue up, and if he does so, Fabber's first is going to get metal in this naval. Got a lead on Diskraip's naval factory, which comes out about now. It's slightly after, but it's not crucial. Both players having sort of some issues in the economy tab. Both floating. Titan deciding to turn off his combat fabber, a good choice. Make sure he doesn't take more damage. Seems actually like he's repairing his commander at this stage. Diskraip, however, crashed in energy and floated in metal. Really not something I like to see. With this, a very significant amount of his economy is just going to float, and he's inflicting damage on his comm. So that's everything but optimal out from Diskraip. But then again, if he can manage to play this right, it won't matter in the end. So this is sort of the stage where the early aggression is starting to come out. Titan now, with a raid out, stops this shoulder expansion from Diskraip, neglects this 3 mexes, potentially 2 more, potentially within the lake. So very important to do so, and it's just gonna push out. He could have had an option to push into the base, possibly even take out the Stitch, but he decided to not take that chance because he didn't really know what would meet him in this base. And it would quite possibly be that Diskraip's commander were here instead of here, and in that scenario a Uber cannon would stop everything from Titan. So here we see a significant air force starting to breeding in the Diskraip space. Titan himself not having too much air, and he has some but not as much, and that is due to, let's make sure we don't lose this important confrontation up there. That is much because of these air fibers that Titan is starting to getting known for now. So here we have George Washington, and over here we have Lincoln. So I really do want to have those in vision to see how they can do. We know their previous precedents have done quite a good job for Titan. So Diskraip here, grabbing this side expansion with his air fiber. So both taking advantage of air fibers now to expand to places where their opponent is not as likely to scout. We see that actually working out for them, as both is sitting sort of passive with their air, scouting around some places but not in the right places. Here we see the first significant raiding party from Diskraip, as we see Titan is taking out Faber from Diskraip. This Doxus is successfully going to neglect this expansion in the front of Titan's base, so a very successful raid there from Diskraip. However, Titan is ahead in terms of metal production, but most of that is actually going to waste, so not a good position for him to be in at the moment, floating so much mechs and not having enough economy. And also, if you do look at the factory count, Titan is way behind, something that you just simply do not want to see, because even though he does have that economy, he doesn't manage to use it, and the fab account too, Diskraip is just way ahead. In the tier 2 factory too, Diskraip is going that way before Titan. Titan hasn't even queued it up himself. So I have to say, even though economy is in favor of Titan, Diskraip seems to have gotten the stronger opening. With the air fibers, both Lincoln here and George Washington is still alive, grabbing more and more mexes from Titan, as they're so known to do. This one, Lincoln, is going to get up some factories, so is likely George Washington going to do here with naval factories, so that's going to be exciting to see. Diskraip, with even more successful raids, manages to sneak in behind her. This is the party who took out these mexes, except from this one, over to these two, and now over here. That's very nice raiding. However, Titan 2 still have quite a bit of metal that he can't use, so that's not optimal. I have to say, this is not typical from Titan. It seems to me that he's playing very weak to be Titan at the moment. Doesn't seem to build enough factories. So that's unfortunate for him. I know he can do much better, but at the moment it seems like Diskraip is the one with the advantage here, and who is in the driver's seat, as he's got tier 2 vehicles up here, out with the advanced vehicle Faber. It's going to start to build tier 2 mexes, and with that it's going to shoot ahead from Titan, who hasn't really been able to use all his metal. This is a crucial stage for Titan, as he needs tier 2 himself, and so he does. Queues it up. As we do see here, George Washington dies. That's a shame. He did do a lot together with his companion here, but regardless, he's now dead. Lincoln has to carry on the legacy, and we see he does so, finishing the first bot factory. That's very nice to see. However, Diskraip is now starting to build levelers. It's gonna push down this main route here, where you often see tanks go late game. So levelers, they do not have the amphibious capabilities as tier 2 slammers does in the bot factory, but they do pack such a massive impact punch at their opponent. So it's definitely a stable choice. What's stable too on this map, both being very good choices if you ask me. Diskraip choosing levelers is a good choice. But so would bots. That's what I'm trying to communicate here. But even tier 2 ear would be a good choice on this map. So Titan finally out with his tier 2 factory. He's going to get a tier 2 Faber. It's going to give him access to the tier 2 energy and Mexis that Diskraip have had a share in for quite some time now. And with that we see Diskraip's economy is ahead, even though he got inferior map control, it seems like, or map expansions. So it's very nice getting up a tier 2 PGen, securing him almost 4,000 energy, puts him in the green, really what you do want to see out from him. That's perfect. And Lincoln keeps on, Washington, excuse me, is keeping on their legacy, building a second bot factory here, very nicely doing so. However, Diskraip is protected against these bot factories here with the laser turret, so that's very nice out of him, even though he possibly haven't even scouted them at the moment. But as a Titan out with tier 2 naval here, is Diskraip do not have the same, so this tier 2 naval can give him tier 2 eco in the naval, as well as producing units with long range capabilities like the Leviathan, or amphibious units like the Kaijus, excuse me, which can do massive amounts on the land if they get that far. However, now though, Titan is going 3 tier 2 weak Fabers, and in the meantime Diskraip is starting to push in with levelers. These mines might save him, however this is a massive risk out of Titan, which does not have a lot of levelers to stop this push, and it seems like they're very luckily walking past these mines. In comes the bombers to save the day, but it doesn't seem like it's enough. And these levelers can target down the commander, and they are doing so, and down he goes. Whoa! What a turn of events there. Very, very nicely played by Diskraip, winning the first game on Amazonas Safari. Despite of the fact that the Titan had the superior economy for most of the game. Like, how did this happen? I'll tell you. It's simply in the factory count. For the entirety of this game, Diskraip were just having more factories, and with that producing more units. He went to tier 2 factory first, he did not go 3 tier 2 Fabers as Titan was doing, and he managed to produce some levelers himself instead, and with those levelers he managed to push in and kill the commander. So it seems like this game was a bit of a misplay from Titan. It's not something he typically does, He's usually very, very stable and good player, so I don't think this is a new norm. But however, with Diskraip taking the first game, Titan has to win both the 2 next to be able to win this encounter. And these 2 games might be very, very important, as both these players have won all their games this far in the tournament. Both is in a prime position to be finishing top 3 or top 4 or so. So both can be called favorites. So in that case, this game might not just be a fight over 1 point. It might be a fight over 2. Because not only does it give you a point, but it neglects your opponent one. So very, very exciting now, heading into the next 2 games. So stay with me and we'll find out how this ends together.